Is House of the Dragon better than Game of Thrones? Would Sour Patch popcorn taste good? And do I actually have a job now? Well, I talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And today, I'm here on this somewhat warm, sunny day today. Not too bad weather we've had recently. Been pretty good. It's cool early in the mornings and just gets kind of warm later in the evenings, but that's okay. You know, it's just everything's going to be all right. So, just to go ahead and dive into things, there's not much that has been happening recently from what I've seen. You know, there have been rumors and stuff talked about with Marvel. Star Wars new Andor series is premiering soon. Rick and Morty is going strong right now. House of the Dragon, She-Hulk, all these shows are still going on currently. With She-Hulk and on Thursdays, and Rick and Morty and House of the Dragon are both on Sunday nights. So really, it's just not a lot happening. More stuff is being slowly announced and coming forth, like Assassin's Creed's talking about their new game called Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is actually taking place way back in the day, many years ago, back in Baghdad in Iraq. And that's going to be probably a pretty interesting game. They announced another one. They don't know the name of it yet, but it's called Codename Red, which is about feudal Japan, which is going to be finally a game that many fans of Assassin's Creed has been wanting for a long time, is to have an assassin story take place in old-time Japan. So we'll have like katanas and throwing stars and all this kind of stuff, you know. And then there's another one, I think it's called Codename Hex. They don't know, I say codename because they don't have an official title yet. That's just the code name that we're going to call it. And Ubisoft said this for these code names. But Codename Hex looks like it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game taking place during the witch trials. Like way back, you know, it wasn't really long ago, but at least, you know, a couple hundred years. But I'm talking about the witch trial. That's like the Salem witch trials, stuff like that, you know. So it might be about that. That's what I'm assuming based off of the picture and little snippet of a video that we got to see. And so other than that, I mean, there's some Marvel rumors about that John Krasinski may not actually play Mr. Fantastic in the MCU Fantastic Four movie, which he did play Mr. Fantastic in the Doctor Strange movie, but who knows? I'm just going over the variety of news I can think of right now. Black Adam, starring The Rock as Black Adam, is going to be premiering in theaters October 21st. And I'm excited for that. I really want to see that. And then the next Marvel movie we have is Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is going to be in November. So, exciting things coming along. Very exciting. But there are some things happening right now with the shows, and I want to talk about those for a little bit. So, She-Hulk, of course, the She-Hulk series is currently going pretty strong. I've liked all the episodes so far. There was a little bit, I won't say it until more time has passed, but there is a little thing that happened at the end of episode 5 of She-Hulk that showed a certain somebody that I won't say, but this character has been long awaited in Marvel. This person has showed up at least once already. And that was very exciting to see, and I don't know how many episodes She-Hulk is going to be, but it's still going for now on every Thursday on Disney+. Rick and Morty, 2 episodes so far. There's an episode every Sunday night on Adult Swim, and I don't know. I don't think they're on HBO Max right now. I want to say they go to HBO Max once the season is over, but they premiere on the Adult Swim channel, whatever channel that may be for you, which is usually just Cartoon Network at night. Rick and Morty's still funny. It's such a good show. I've loved all the episodes of Rick and Morty so far. When I watch every single one of them, all seasons 1 through 5 are on HBO Max, but season 6, I think it's season 6 right now, is currently going right now. And 2 episodes in, it's already pretty good. I love this show. It's really good. So, and then on the same area of HBO Max is House of the Dragon. Now, this show is long. Each one of these episodes of this series is well over an hour long, and I don't understand why. They talk about a lot in these shows, in the series, but other than that, I mean, it's really good. I really do enjoy it. It's just that there's always that point during the show going towards the end that you're like, oh, this is long. I feel like I've been watching it forever. And then the credits end. Like that, you realize it's a long show when the show is ending. That's the way it is for me anyway. But each episode is, of course, over an hour long. I think there's been 4 or 5 episodes now. Either this past week's episode or this coming Sunday, its episode is going to be the last episode we will see the younger versions of Rhaenyra and I don't know her name. I think her name is Allison, I think is her name. The red-haired lady who's married to the king now. It's going to be the last episode we see of those specific actresses because each episode they've been getting older, so they can't keep with the same actresses, so they're going to be doing the same characters, but they're having to get older actresses to play the older versions of them when they're now like adults, you know. So it's exciting news. It's just exciting show. It's really good. You know, it really picked up in one of the last episodes, and it's a good story. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. But it's available on the HBO TV show every Sunday night at like 8 or 9. But at the same time, it also premieres on HBO Max. So if you don't want to watch it on TV, it goes to HBO Max immediately at the same time as the TV show comes on. And then it's available on HBO Max every day from then on, you know. Just like every other streaming service. The Boys, I will say this about Invincible and The Boys. The Boys on Amazon Prime, the next season of it will definitely premiere next year because they said they're going to try to do that one every year of that, I think. And they think they're going to do one. They're also going to do a season every year of Rick and Morty so far. And apparently Invincible will be coming back next year, I'm assuming. Probably the beginning of next year, maybe like February or March. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm excited for that show. Season 1 of Invincible was really good. S-tier television. Like, if you have Amazon Prime, you really should check out Invincible because it was a really great show. I really enjoyed it. Other than that, there's not really much news going on right now. Other than, you know, the Marvel stuff I've talked about. And I will say this as well, that Queen Elizabeth passed away since the last time I have recorded. And I send my condolences to her family, to the royal family that is over in England. And King Charles III, who is now, of course, the king that I just said. He is now the ruling monarch. So I send condolences to the royal family, and I anticipate to see what's going to happen next. Of course, if you don't know, the royal family does not rule anything. Whenever something happens, like, they have a government. That's what Parliament is for. So, like, kings and queens aren't really around anymore. That's not really a thing. So, they still have the royal blood. They're still related to past kings and queens of England and Great Britain and all that, But as of like being a ruling person, like having actual authority, no. The Parliament does that because that's their government. But kings and queens, they are, they're still the royal family, so therefore they stay as king and queen and prince and princesses and all that. They're the heirs to the throne, so. But they get to the throne, and all it is just a way to be more, like, super famous and an important person in the world, even though they really don't do too much, so. Which they might they might do stuff. It's just, like, as in making, like, official decisions for the country, not really, so. But King Charles III is now the ruling monarch, and I'm excited to see if anything happens. Honestly, I don't think anything too big will happen because of that. But yeah, it's some interesting stuff to learn about, like, royal family and how kings and queens and all that work. So yeah. So just go ahead. There's not really much news to talk about. I haven't been watching too many different shows recently, and going to be playing games soon enough whenever they come out soon enough. So just to go ahead and get into some questions right quick. If you are listening and you ever want to ask me a question that you would like to be answered on an episode of the Toddcast, go to my YouTube channel. There should be a link down in the description of this podcast episode. Down there in the description, there will be a link. Tap or click on that. It'll take you to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe, and then click on one of the videos and go down to the comments section. In the comments section, type out your question and submit it. And you can also type out any flavor of specific drink, just a whole brand of drink. If you want me to try the many different flavors of one specific brand, you can comment any kind of candy, food from a restaurant. Like, just comment anything that you would like me to review in the future, as well as a question you would like for me to answer on a future episode. Now, I've got one question here, and thank you for this question. And here we go. Is there a Marvel character that you think should have their own series or movie that hasn't been shown yet? Oh, I mean, there's so many. I mean, the Fantastic Four is kind of known. I'm assuming we're going to talk about the MCU. I mean, the Fantastic Four, they have had their own movies, and we already know who they are. But Mr. Fantastic has showed up, but we need a movie about all of them put together. I think, I want Red Hulk to be in one for sure. And anything to do with, like, Black Bolt will be pretty good. Which we are getting a Fantastic Four movie, so I ain't got to worry about that. Anything with, like, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, to finally show up in the MCU. I know Daredevil already has, but putting them back together would be good. And like I said, the Inhumans. Mainly, one big one is the mutants, the X-Men. To have Wolverine, we already have had Professor X, but to have Wolverine and Cyclops and Rogue and Psylocke and Beast and all these others, that we've seen in the older X-Men movies, to have them in the current MCU with the same timeline as the Avengers, I think would be pretty good. There's not many characters that they haven't really... I mean, there's a lot that they haven't really shown in the MCU specifically, but Doctor Doom, if we're talking about not only heroes but also villains, I definitely think Doctor Doom is on the top of the list for that, because of... We've already gotten Thanos out of the way, and Loki, and Loki's kind of a good guy now anyway, but Kang the Conqueror and Doctor Doom, well, Kang's already here, and Doctor Doom is probably going to be the next one. that we're going to have to deal with Secret Wars is what I'm thinking it's going to be, because in the comic book, Secret Wars was Doctor Doom was the main villain for that. So I won't be surprised if Doctor Doom shows up in this Black Panther movie that's coming out in November. But I definitely think it will be... I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens otherwise. But with what characters we haven't seen entirely just yet is slim to none that we don't... I mean, there's a crap ton of characters they've made in the comic books, but ones that deserve their own series or show that would actually be interesting. One that I've always thought of is Sentry. He hasn't been shown in any movie or series. I don't even think he's been in anything animated. He's only been in the comic books. He's got a great backstory. I've read into his story before. Great character. I definitely think he would be a good series in today's time as well, because his character deals with a lot of like mental problems. And what I mean by that is, you know, all of us deal with some type of mental problem, whether it be anxiety, depression, you know, any kind of disorder as well. We all have like something that goes on in our life regularly or often that will cause like anxiety and depression like that. Or unless you have like clinical anxiety and depression where you just have it all the time for really no reason, you know, you just have it. But I think, I want to say he had an alternate personality, but I don't think he did. But he's got a interesting and weird backstory, just like most hero characters or villains in any of these comic books or movies and shows. They're always like, hey, this happened and now I'm a superhero, you know. It's always like something weird has to happen. But Sentry's definitely one, because Sentry was kind of... He was kind of essential to World War Hulk. If a World War Hulk movie actually happens, that would be really good. I'm assuming that it will at some point. After the Avengers movies, I think that World War Hulk will happen in like 2025, 26. After Fantastic Four, of course. Excuse me. I definitely think World War Hulk. Well, it's because Fantastic Four happens, and then the Avengers movies, and you need the Fantastic Four for World War Hulk. But Sentry needs to be there too, because Sentry, like, if I wanted to, like, if Kevin Feige asked me to play a character for a movie or show, Sentry would be one, because not only, like, I got the long hair for him, but I would have to get, like, super ripped to play him. But I think that'd be pretty cool to play him. Like, either whether I'm playing him or, you know, just a regular actor is going to play him, they got to do him justice, because it'll be a serious show. It's going to be like around the way Moon Knight was made, I definitely think. If this happens, I'm just talking, you know, but I think Sentry would be great for a series to fully understand his story. Just make it like 6 episodes. And 6 to 8 episodes, and I think it'd be pretty good. So, thank you for that question, and my answer to it would definitely be the character Sentry. So, like I said before, if you have a question or have a food item or candy or drink that you would like for me to review, go ahead on to the comment section of one of the videos on my official YouTube page. And speaking of food items, I've got 2 different candies here today that I'm going to be giving a review of. And you can see a picture of these on the Toddcast official Instagram page over at _Toddcast_. That's only on Instagram, of course. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the first one I got here. Let me just give it a good old crack open. This is an item that apparently was around a couple of years ago. This is the Oreo Cakester. Now, they come in like a box, and then in the box are little packages, and in each individual package there are 2 Oreo Cakesters. And these Oreo Cakesters, I've had them before. I've tried them once or twice now. But I want to give an official review of it. The way this works is like the cream in the middle of the Oreo is like a little bit creamier, if you understand. Like it's not thicker. It's like a thinner, smoother cream. And then the actual cookies that are on either side of it are not hard. They are soft baked. So it is a very nice, like, cakey Oreo. And I'm going to give it a try right now. So here we go. Okay. All right. It is good. Because I'm going to end up eating the whole thing. Okay. I apologize if you can hear me smacking. Or chewing. Oreo Cakesters, pretty daggum good. It's up there, you know. But on the official scoring from 0 to 100 with no decimals, where would I put this? It's not bad. It really isn't. But to score it, I would give these an 88. No, I'd give it an 89. It's not my favorite. I wish that they would make golden Oreo Cakesters, because golden Oreos are my personal favorite. Like, I like regular Oreos. I like this. But something about that golden Oreo just really, you know, tickles me in the nice areas. Like it gets you going. Like, you know what I mean? Like having a great golden Oreo, and when you're hungry for a snack, that'll put you in the mood right there, because it's so daggum good. But nothing wrong with them. I mean, I gave them an 89. You know, I would definitely have these again. I have like over half a box left in my house. So, but Oreo Cakesters with an 89, that's a pretty solid score to me. So, next up, I've never had this. I've never even seen this, and I should have assumed that this was actually a thing. This is official Sour Patch Kids popcorn. Now, I'm going to try to open it down here because it is a bag. Yeah. Give it a smell test. Smells like popcorn. Only half the bag is full, so this must be made by Lay's. All right, let's see. Oh, look at a piece. Oh, interesting. So it's like little bits of crushed up Sour Patch Kids are like sprinkled all over these pieces of popcorn. There's a crap ton at the bottom where the little kernels are at. But I don't know if it'll be sour. It might be. I see a bunch of like crystallized crystals on here, so Sour Patch Kids popcorn. Let's take a look at the bag real quick. Let's see. Serving size is 1 1/4 cups, 150 calories per serving size, so it's a bunch of calories, and a crap ton of sugar. 1 gram of protein somehow. Interesting. So, it does contain milk and soy, so if you are allergic to any kind of dairy product or nuts, you should not eat this, of course. So, Sour Patch Kids popcorn. It doesn't smell bad. Oh, well, I've dropped that piece. I don't know where it went, but it fell on the floor. So, I'm getting another one. Here we go. Okay, so Sour Patch Kids popcorn. Let's give it a try. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, what is that? Where'd that piece go? Oh, there it is. Oh, what is that? It tastes so wrong. It tastes like something. Okay. I'm gonna try to roll this bag up. Okay. So, Sour Patch Kids popcorn. Let's go over this. So each piece looks like a regular piece of just regular popcorn, but there's no butter. There's a little bit of salt, I think, but it's mainly sugar. It's a candy popcorn. There's like Sour Patch Kids bits all over it, but when you put it in your mouth, they become like back to gel, the way that gelatinous, the way that Sour Patch Kids actually are. It comes back to that form. And then it just tastes a little weird. And then sometimes it just tastes, one of those just tasted bad. But it's so sweet. And I mean, there's like 14 grams of sugar for a fifth of the bag, you know, because there's 5 servings in this whole bag. So a fifth of this bag has 14 grams of sugar. So, you know, there's a crap ton of sugar in this thing. I could not finish a whole bag. I actually don't want to even eat another piece. So, Sour Patch Kids popcorn gets a solid 54. It's not good. Would I eat it again? No. But did it make me throw up? No. So, it's in that middle area of that. People would enjoy this. I mean, they didn't make it for nothing. But if you like sour stuff and you want something like really crunchy like popcorn, well then this is popcorn. So here you go. But if you're a fan of like sugary, like different sugar style coatings on popcorn or something, this is for you. It's not my cup of tea though. It's not something I would not just sit around in the house snacking on Sour Patch Kids popcorn. No, I do it for this and for y'all, but in my downtime, no, I'm not eating this dadgum stuff. So, Oreo Cakesters with a solid 89, and Sour Patch Kids popcorn sit at a cool, crisp middle of the road, 54. So yeah. So, just a little update on my life and a Toddcast update, an official update for all of you out there, for all the listeners. I do officially have a job. I am hired. I am an employee of a company. I will not speak too much about what I do and what I actually do on a daily basis, which is very different every day. I walk a lot. And I am the marketing coordinator for this company. I'm promoting stuff and advertising and running, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok accounts and coming up with promotional stuff and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. I like the company I work for. This is being recorded the day before, so this is being recorded on Friday, and I actually did work today, but I got off early today. I work Monday through Friday, and I enjoy what I do. It is fun. I enjoy the people I work with. They are nice, and, we're not, I don't consider all of us are like friends, but we're in that area of like acting the way friends do with each other, but we're only act like that with each other at work. Like we don't talk or nothing to each other outside of work unless it's through like business emails or something. So they're nice people. I like them all. It's weird because I won't get too much into it, but it's like I was on one side of this, but now I'm on the other. I'm on the inside now. And I do enjoy it. I definitely think that I definitely think I could stay with this company for the rest of my life because of how big it is and how they work and how everything works with them. I definitely think that already know it's turned into something good because I'm working for them. But I enjoy it. I like what I do. I get paid. I got benefits. Like I got all the good stuff. So everything's working out, and I'm enjoying what I do, and that's what the main thing is. Whenever you get a job, if you already have had one, if you've never had one, or you plan on getting one, or you just got laid off or whatever, or you aren't satisfied with your own job, you need to get one not only that you enjoy, but that you can make decent to good money out of it. Like, if you have a job you hate, but you make really good money out of it, then yeah, you want to do that to save up your money and then be able to do whatever you want. But then on the other side, there's the opposite. There's a job you may really enjoy, but you hardly make anything. And if you can't make enough money to support like your family or whoever you're with, or even just if you live by yourself and you don't make enough money to support you alone, then you may need to look for a different line of work, depending on what you do. I've already noticed that this is my first real job, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future. My first week is officially done. I'm excited for my first payday. I now understand as an employee going paycheck to paycheck. But I'm saying this because the main reason is that the future of the Toddcast is really up in the air right now. I am doing this, and next week will be a guest episode, and depending on the episode number, you can pretty much assume who the guest will be. The amount of guest episodes is going to become even more slim than it already has become. Because of me getting more busy with other stuff and now having a job that I'm working, almost 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, then I will not have enough time to meet with guests as often anymore. There will still be more guest episodes in the future, but they will not be as often as they were used to, as in every other week. So we will keep on going as long as I can. And I'm enjoying this, and I know if you're listening and you keep listening, then you must be enjoying this. And I'm going to keep going with this until further notice. So I'm going to produce great content that you enjoy. Well, maybe not great content, but good content that you enjoy. Every week, every Saturday at 7 a.m. on podcast providers, and every Monday at 7 a.m. on my YouTube channel. I will keep posting episodes every week. It's just I wanted to update all of y'all about the guest episodes. Will stay more as they've been recently, as being review episodes concerning, many different candies or many different drinks, different flavors, or Q&A. Now, I do want to do more Q&A episodes, just not too often, but I do want to do more. So, I thank y'all for sticking with me this is now episode 141. So, I've been doing this for over 140 weeks now, and I'm grateful for what has happened, but this is not the end, and this is not even a see you later. This is a let's keep on moving. So we're going to keep on going until I decide when. I've not taken a break from doing these. I've recorded some a week or two ahead, but I've never said, hey, no episode this week. There has been at least one episode every single week since January 11th, 2020, and we're now over the middle of September in 2022. So I've done this we're getting slowly closer to 3 years. So with all that being said, I just wanted to give y'all an update and keep y'all informed that some of these episodes might be a little shorter because I am not able to get enough news and be on my phone a lot. I mean, I'm on my phone, but like I'm working through my phone right now, while I'm in person doing my job. So yeah, we're gonna keep going, and hope y'all enjoy. And make sure you ask me any questions or give me items to review, because that's dependent on what y'all want me to review and what content y'all want to hear and see. So thank y'all for listening, and as always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast on Instagram at _Toddcast_, only on Instagram, of course. And tell your friends and your family to give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, we're just going to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.